Hey there, Cheesemeisters, and welcome back to the Peach Pod After Dark. I am Jeff, and memory is a wonderful thing if you don't have to deal with the past. And joining me on the other end of the internet, my co-host.
I'm Leslie, and you think I'm neurotic?
No, not you.
This
Not even the
didn't hit
character you're
any.
playing. Yeah, you. This wasn't. This wasn't one where you're like, oh fuck that, and that, and that.
I know. At least it wasn't like Turning Red or Coco where I was, being torn apart and
Yeah,
therapized. This one I
yeah.
was just like, "Oh yeah."
Okay, well, I definitely want to hear about that because this is one of those movies about people at a certain age
Yeah.
and that happens to be, slightly younger than you are now, but, right around.
Yeah.
Um, and, comparing those things is interesting to me, especially because of how I relate to them age wise. So,
Yeah.
anyway, Cheesemeisters, this week we are talking about Before Sunset, the 2004 Baby You're Gonna Miss That Plane masterpiece. Written by Richard Linklater, Ethan Hawke, Julie Delpy, and Kim Krizan. I'm not sure. Directed by Richard Linklater, and starring Ethan Hawke as Jesse and Julie Delpy as Celine, uh, and fuck nobody else,
Nope.
like at all. There's a cat. Just got a
There is a
driver,
cat. There's a bookstore guy. There's a
bookstore guy.
driver, a chauffeur.
Yep. Yep. There's the guy who takes the tickets on the boat. He has a line or two. Um, but yeah, this is two people. Um, we are watching this in conjunction with season 5, episode 13, Up in Flames, not because anything caught fire, although uh, Notre Dame was
Oh,
there, pre-fire,
pre-fire.
um, post World War II. Um, but because someone is in town and is only going to be there for a short time. So this is the Emily Valentine effect. Um, we could have chosen a movie about firemen or
Is this where you guilt trip me?
or lesbians
Hey,
who cause fires.
I keep suggesting I'm letting the Cheesemeisters know right now. I
Do
keep
it.
suggesting, but I'm a cheerleader, and I don't get an enthusiastic yes.
I don't even
So
know, to be honest with you, because I don't even know what that is.
it's a lesbian teen being sent to a gay conversion camp, I think.
Oh Lord,
It's written as a
but
comedy.
a comedy.
Also, I've never seen it either, so I probably
Oh,
butchered that summary, but that,
okay.
to my understanding, is what it is. But it could be a Come Waterfalls effect again.
Just come waterfalls left and right. Well, this movie isn't about what I thought it was about at all.
I know there's lesbians, and I know there's
Okay.
Natasha Lyonne.
Okay.
So what else do we need, Jeff?
No, it's true. We totally could have watched that this week. But we decided to go this direction. You suggested it,
I
and
did.
I fucking love these movies. So more than happy to watch this movie. Um, what is your relationship? Oh, wait, sorry, spelling connection.
Oh yeah.
Our spelling connection this week, we had to dig on this one because it's a movie starring two people and everybody else is in France. So
Yeah.
that makes it harder for us to find spelling people, but because everything we found one. Greg Barbane was a Foley artist on this movie.
Ooh.
And he was a Foley artist on Seventh Heaven and on TJ Hooker. And on one
Hey.
of them, I think his credit was like, um, I can't remember what the verbiage was, but it sounds like his job was footsteps.
Okay.
It was like Foley foot or Foley step artist or something like that. Like, I don't remember what exactly but I was like, that's so interesting. Like, you can just have a whole career and be a spelling connection as a guy who like does the sound effect of this is what happened when Toby J. Hooker walked into the precinct on that linoleum floor that one time. You know,
You need a
like
toe?
that's
I
kind
can
of
get you
fun.
a toe.
It's- yeah.
I'll get
Um,
you the sound of a toe.
snip. This movie is 94% on Rotten Tomatoes and 91% on the Popometer. Beloved.
Yes.
So, and it was nominated for Best Writing Adaptive Screenplay for the Oscars.
Oh,
Did not win.
nice.
Yeah. And it's not, this is a thing I learned looking at the trivia on IMDb. So I'm saving you guys 35 seconds. But an adapted screenplay is usually like a movie where the screenplay was originally a play or a book or a song, whatever. They adapted the screenplay from another work. This movie was not adapted from another work, but all sequels are classified as adapted screenplays because they're adaptations of the original characters and story and stuff. So
Okay.
I didn't know that. I found it mildly interesting. So that's why if you were sitting there going, adaptive, I don't think this was a book. That's
It
why.
didn't phase me, but I did watch. I was watching the ending credits for reasons. I don't know, expecting Samuel L. Jackson to pop out and
Greg
Viking to be,
Barbane,
yeah.
probably.
But I did see that like original story, by Richard and I think it's Kim,
Yeah.
and then like the writers on this one, and I'm like, oh, so having read those things and then hearing what you said, I'm like, that's where the adapted. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yep. I didn't look at Before Sunrise today, but so I don't know if Ethan Hawke and Julie Delpy wrote the first one too.
I
In
don't
this,
know that either.
because I know that they all wrote this movie together, basically.
Uh-huh.
Like they here's what this is, Cheesemeisters. If you don't know, and I think our audience knows, I think the age range we appeal to most is very familiar with the Before trilogy. But I know that people younger than you don't know what this is.
For sure.
So, which is sad because these movies are amazing. I love these movies. In 1994, the first one came out, and it's two people meet on a train. It's a huge romantic one night in town before they go their separate ways, and they part agreeing to meet each other in 6 months in Vienna, and that's the movie. It's over. They don't exchange phone numbers, just gone. And I'm going to assume that you didn't see Before Sunrise when it came out because you would have been like 5.
No, I did not.
Yeah. So when did you see it before this movie came out, or did you see both of them after this movie existed?
I saw both of them after this movie existed. I don't think I knew about these movies until I was living in Chicago and you and
Okay.
Laura told me about them.
Oh, okay.
And I forget if you had me over and we watched it or I watched it with whoever I was dating at the time.
Gotcha.
But I also fell in love with them pretty quickly.
Yeah. I mean, they are these two actors together are amazing.
Yeah.
And the conceit is so great. And I did not see Before Sunrise when it came out, when I was in college. I think it's because I saw the previews for it and I thought that movie's going to make me sad because that's not my life.
Aww.
Like, because I like Laura and I were talking about it. She was like, that was like my dream. And I was like, that was everybody's dream.
Yeah.
To like meet that magic person and have that magic night on a train in Europe. Like, it's such a fantasy. And I was like, this is like, just based on where I was, like with dating cycles and things, it seemed far too aspirational. It was just going to make me sad.
I was just thinking about how Chuck Klosterman thought Lloyd Dobler was a problem, but this probably
Jesse's
this is a problem on a whole other level because you're right. Like, and I think the sequel similarly
Mhm.
is a fantasy we all dream about. We all want to be able to see, I don't know if it's necessarily a one night stand, but I think it's a lot about how we want to talk to that person who had a profound effect on
Yeah,
us and we don't have closure with.
right. Or even if, like, you're right, like, the closure thing is true, but it's not a requirement.
No,
Like,
because I don't think you'll ever really have that. The closure's never going to be enough. Like, this is the thing I have to tell myself is
yeah.
like, even if you could have another conversation with this person, is it going to be enough?
Well,
Probably
and
not, because it won't have been written by these three.
well, that's true. But the other part of it, like, the reason I say that I don't think the closure part is required is that, even if you don't feel like you need closure, um, the desire to reconnect with, like, a past relationship at some point, and because I mean, I had a this similar experience. We talked about it a couple years ago when I went to my high school reunion, and my girlfriend from high school and college were there, who I hadn't seen in 25 years, longer
Wow.
probably. And getting to reconnect with her and, like, to see if our relationship through her eyes matched our relationship through my eyes.
Ugh.
You know, that's like, I was fascinated by that, and it was a really interesting and it was a wonderful weekend. It was so nice to see her again. I didn't feel like I needed any closure, but but I was so excited to have that experience. Um,
I guess for me, I include in closure the feeling of wanting to know, like, did it mean the same to you?
yeah, sure.
Like,
Did
because I
did I mean as much to you? Like, am I as big a part in your story as you are in my story?
yeah.
Like, and that's so much of what is like when these two guys come back together in this movie and and reconnect again. um they get to do that and we get to watch, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But the added thing that this movie had when it came out, because I did see Before Sunrise before this movie came out,
Okay.
not in 94, but like, I saw it before I knew this movie was going to exist, which is sort of the important part.
Okay.
Is you watch that first movie in real time or real time adjacent, and you don't know what happens with Jesse and Celine. And everyone wanted to know. Like,
Of
it's just
course.
it's such an unresolved, like, it's come on. s- Come on. I want to know way more than I wanted to know about Lloyd and Diane.
Yes.
I was good with whatever happened with that ding. But I wanted to know about these two. And they announced this movie's coming out, and I was so fucking excited. And this movie came out during my first year dating Laura. Like, so, we were
Oh.
dating and going to movies, and she loved Before Sunrise. And, like, I remember we were talking about it tonight, and I was like, I got her the soundtrack, the CD with, that's when people did those things.
Yep.
Um, you know, and it's like, so the characters are a couple years older than me, in real time. But when this movie starts, all anybody wants to know is, were they in Vienna? Did they come back?
Yeah.
Because I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
And they fucking drag it out for like 10 minutes, and it's excruciating when, like, the characters, like, they're so smart about this. Like, they know that the audience wants to know.
Yeah.
And so they have to play out the whole thing. So the characters are finding out what happened when we're finding out what happened, and it's so slow and it hurts. It's like, you're just fucking tell me what happened.
Yep.
Um, and so, like, there's, as a sequel, this movie is like, you so much want to know. And so I wonder if you have anything like that level of experience with this, because when you saw it, you already knew there was a sequel. And that is a
Yes.
big piece of information that none of us had for 9 years.
I know, because I don't remember now what my experience was in watching the sequel, but
Mhm.
obviously I knew there was a sequel, so again, that's privileged information then. Like, okay, they some like I can only fathom what I thought. But as I was watching it this time around and hearing you describe like how long it takes, I'm like, it's not that long. They cover it pretty quickly. And I'm like, but that would be excruciating
Yeah.
in real time. And
Mhm.
things we don't things we don't feel very much anymore because you're not given enough time to breathe between episodes. I mean, you're given plenty of time to breathe between seasons, but
Mhm.
they can't leave on cliffhangers like they used to because
Yeah.
things get canceled willy-nilly.
Right. Yeah. Um, and I mean, you're far too young for this, but like the sort of the prototype for that was Who Shot JR.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, it was like I was 5, right?
Oh God.
So whatever. I'm not watching Dallas, but my mom watched Dallas. She loved Dallas. So, but at 5, I am aware that there is a Who Shot JR thing happening in the world right now. Like
That's
it was the
wild.
finale in May, and there were T-shirts. I shot JR T-shirts. It was the whole summer. It was so much Who Shot JR, and then they come back and they don't answer the question until the 4th episode. They string that shit out. Oh my God, they killed people before they
Oh my God.
yeah. Yeah, it's bonkers. Just the brazen effrontery. It's
See,
and not for nothing, and you don't know it yet, but next season, the woman who shot JR is she has a recurring cameo on 90210.
oh, I thought you were going to say 90210 has their own Who Shot JR.
Oh, no, not no. Um,
Will
but
Brenda return?
yeah,
No.
right, exactly. Well, I mean, kinda, right?
Um, yeah, and I hate to say it, I'm totally blanking on anything I could have like that in my own experience. I know there have been big cliffhangers,
Mm-hmm.
but it's been so long since
Mm-hmm.
I've seen anything like that. Because again, shows, I think they know since they're taking long breaks, especially on the bigger things, they
Mm-hmm.
can't really do that because, I don't know, after the pandemic, so many things went away, so many strikes
Mm-hmm.
killed more shows after that. Like, you kind of have to give people something.
Well, I have an even worse version of it.
Oh,
Um,
God.
the Stephen King's series, The Dark Tower
Mm.
series of books. Um, like the first book came out in like 77, and the second book comes out in like 83, and the third book comes out in 92, something like that, 91. And the third book ends on a cliffhanger. The in peril. Like our heroes, like they're on a psychotic train and they're in the middle of a riddling contest. And you're just there. And then it's like 6 years until the next book. And you have to wait 6 years to find out what happens on this train. And then the rest of the book is a flashback to the teenage years of the main character. So you're not even spending the next whole book with the characters on a forward motion. You're going back in time, and it's actually my favorite of the series. That book is so great, and we're listening to it right now. We're in the middle of it.
Nice.
But 6 years to resolve a cliffhanger.
Man, I do remember waiting for books and
Yeah.
follow-ups to come out, and then unexpected follow-ups, um, as was the
Yeah.
case with Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants.
Yeah. Yeah.
That series ended, and then I kid you not, 10 years later, I'm into adulthood, and I see a book that I'm like, Sisterhood? What? And I'm like, there's another
They're stretch pants this time.
one? It's devastating.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that I needed it, but then again, as reading it as an adult many years later, I'm like, okay, this is helpful.
Right.
I don't
Huh.
know. It's just following following up on something from youth and then getting into adulthood is so hard because like I'm getting to a point now where I do want to see like because I'm using them as a bit as guideposts. You know,
Sure.
like is is it all going to be downhill? Is there anything to hope for? Like before midnight is quite a bit darker,
Um,
or not darker. It's heavier. Like,
it
but
is, and
then
it's
I'm not there yet in my life.
right, right. And that's like that's what's wonderful about these movies is that you get to meet these characters when they're in their 20s.
Hmm.
And then you get to check in on them 9 years later. And then you get to in again on them one more time 9 years after that. And you get to see this relationship in snapshots um at different points along the way. And and uh, they they've always been a little bit ahead of me, right? But now
Mm,
they're not. Now I'm only ahead of me by a couple years, like not much. But like when you're a sophomore in high school, you think the seniors know what's going on,
yeah.
So uh but th- I think that the movies are true.
Yeah.
Like in what is happening with these characters, but also just like sort of with people at these phases in their lives. The specifics can be totally different, but these things are true.
Yeah.
And the truth in Before Midnight is um it's not sad when
Mhm.
you've lived it. It's
Okay.
just true
Got it.
that like relationships do this. And sometimes like you get into a thing and it just goes and it hurts, and then like the next morning you keep going. And you're like, yeah, cuz like sometimes the argument can be over the dumbest shit in the world.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean it was any less of an argument. And
And
but because this is your partner, this is who you're in this with, you figure it out.
yeah.
And that's obviously not true for everybody all of the time, but that's what happens in relationships that are long. If they're going to
Yeah.
keep going, you figure it out. And that's why like that movie is like, yeah, I'm with you. I feel this movie.
Yeah.
Um
I'd
and I
probably feel that way more now. I think I've only seen it the one time, but
yeah,
but yeah, you're right. Like it's true and it probably would be comforting to me at this point after
mhm,
the like year that I just had, you
sure.
know?
Yeah. I mean, because it's what you do in life. You just, you figure shit out. Like, I don't get it right all the time, but you do it. Um, so this movie, I guess we've been all over the place, and I knew we would be because it's, like how do you talk about a movie that's just two people talking about life?
I
You
mean,
know?
I I think you have to be I think you have to be someone who is interested in dialogue, who is
Oh,
interested in humans, you
yeah.
know? It cuz to ask someone like, "Well, do you like rom-coms?" That's not enough because this isn't really like a romantic comedy, you
No.
know? This is this is life happening. This
Hmm.
is experiencing while watching. And like, I couldn't help but wonder as I watched it, like, wow, can younger, can people handle this movie now? Because granted, I didn't get on my phone, but I did feel moments of like, well, I could. And I thought, but why would I want to do that?
Hmm.
I love these two. I
Hmm.
love watching them. I love listening and just, I mean, the conversation just flows so effortlessly.
Hmm.
And then, like, I mean, you're getting to walk through all these areas with them. In the first one, you're getting to walk through Vienna with them. And the second
Hmm.
one, it's Paris. Like, who wouldn't want to do that?
Hmm.
But but yeah, much like Gilded Age, I wouldn't know how to sell this to people. I'd be like, get in my brain. Do you like those things?
Right, right.
Ignore that part. Um, but
I've,
yeah,
I, I mean, other than you, I don't know how many people I've like recommended this movie to. Although
same.
I mentioned that we were doing it this week, and the one of the people I was talking to, she was like, "God, I love those movies." I'm like, "I know, right? They're pretty great." Um, and but I recommended this to somebody, I don't know, 10 years ago. Probably somebody about your age, I would guess. I don't. It's weird, like when you know somebody as a grown up and but somebody else from kid age, and then you can't tell how old they are compared to one another. It's really weird. Um, like there's people that I'm friends with on Facebook. One of them is the younger brother of a friend of mine from high school,
Mm.
and then the other one is a woman I worked with when I was teaching 20 years ago. He is considerably older than her, but because I only knew her as a grown up and I knew him as a kid, it's really hard for me to like get their ages right.
So am I the
Like,
kid in this comparison?
um, but no, because I think of it the other way. Like, I
Oh,
think she's
okay.
probably your age, but it was 10 years ago. So when I was telling her about it, I think she was in her 20s.
Oh, okay.
So, like, in my head, she's that age. But we're
Nice.
talking now.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but she had never heard of these movies.
Oh
And I was
wow.
like, I think you would really like these. And she's like, we've talked enough movies that I trust your recommendation, but then I didn't work there anymore because it was a contract. It was like a short
Oh,
period of
okay.
time. So I don't, and we're friends on Facebook or something, but I never asked if she watched them or not.
You gotta
Um,
ask her. Gotta
I know I will. I'll
point
have
her
to
to this
find out.
episode.
Yeah, we kind of talk about it. We talk around it a lot. Um, so one of the things that when I was like listening to their conversation, because I love their conversations. They're not surface level conversations.
Yeah.
Um, and you find that I find that they start out disagreeing about most of the things they're talking about.
Yeah.
You know, like they're like they have the conversation in the coffee shop where he's talking about like that the Buddhist idea of um like it's very easy to find peace if you don't want anything.
Mm,
It's desire that causes suffering. And she's like, yeah, but that's boring. Like, I
right.
think it's really healthy to want stuff. And he's like, yeah, but once you get it, then you have to want something new. And like, you know, and they're on opposite sides of that. But at the end, they just sort of like it feels like they came to a non-agreement all of the time.
Without having to address it. They are so unbothered by the disagreements until it gets to like her not remembering that they had sex and playing with him a little bit. Like
Right.
that's when you start that's when you see a reaction or like again, as it progresses and as things become deeper and more personal and about them, then it matters more what they agree on. But yeah, the
Hmm.
flipping things, it's kind of relaxing to watch them just
Yeah. But it's also like it's always about a like it's never about what I consider to be probably the most crucial argument you could have with another person, and I don't know your answer on this, so this may be one where now we're fighting. I don't know. What is the proper way to make bacon? Crispy or chewy?
I've never really thought about this
Oh, that's
because
you. You're a
you know
weirdo.
why? Because I'm just gonna I'm just gonna throw myself under the bus here. I like turkey bacon more. And it doesn't really it doesn't really crisp up like pork bacon. Please, view listeners, don't run away, please. I
I just
know. This is blaspheme.
um uh I'm gonna quote Mo here. Um, Gee, Oma, you and Marge ain't cousins, are you? Like, I
Listen,
don't know. I think there's something
I
happening over there that I don't understand.
I
That
have dietary issues.
okay,
I have to lean towards healthier things, and it
okay.
makes me look like that annoying person that you hate, but
No, no,
it's not my fault.
no, I
So,
just
I
don't.
like turkey bacon more, but
Okay,
but sure,
weirdo.
crispier is I would say is the preferred, but now
Okay.
I'm trying to win people back.
No. Here's the thing. Crispy is the correct answer, but um, like my best friend Sam and I have a fundamental core disagreement about this. He's fucking wrong. And we have been arguing about it for 30 years. And this movie does not get into like the biggest issue, which is like the bacon issue. But it does they talk about weighty questions and they disagree on where they start with those. Like, you know, and even with relationships where like she's talking like I can't they're talking about like moving on too fast or moving on too slow
Yeah.
from or the ability to let go or the desire to hold on. And they're in different places on all of those conversations. Um, but they they just articulate it so interestingly.
Yeah.
And you end up just going, yeah, the great part about these two is that they challenge each other,
Yeah.
you know? Like all of the time they challenge each other and they each blame the other for their current love situations.
Yep.
And I think that's like they meet each other the same way we wanted this movie to start, which is what happened here?
Yeah.
What's like, and then as they start to unpack it, and you're like, shit, what would the impact of that be? And like, what is like, this could be real messy. Like, and it turns out she's super pissed at him.
Yeah.
And it's been just boiling under the surface because that night in Vienna gave her a Lloyd Dobler.
She wrote a song.
She did.
She
And
probably wrote a whole album.
he wrote a fucking novel.
Yeah.
Each of them expressing what this night meant to them through their art. And him overtly doing it in the hopes that he would find her again.
Yeah.
Which is like, I mean, as romantic gestures go, like fucking getting an agent is a good one.
Yeah.
You know, that's hard to do. That's all I'm saying.
You know, it's funny. Before we watched this movie this week, I don't know. A lot of what inspires my writing, unfortunately, or fortunately, however you want to look at it, um, is past relationships.
Uh-huh.
And I was thinking about like, is that played out? People are probably tired of that. I don't know. I'll probably at least write it for me. Or like I know for me I want to figure out like what's the other thing that's really like it can't just be about the relationship. It has to be other things around it.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but then we watch this, and granted, this movie is from the early aughts.
Hmm.
But I don't know. I don't think people ever tire of love stories. We all want something to believe in.
No, 100%. But I also think like it's bigger than the love story piece.
Absolutely.
Like I because it's what he's talking about at the beginning of like during his book signing. Um the like the idea of using your life to inform your art is like it's not just necessary or required, it's fundamental. Like you couldn't avoid it if you wanted to.
Yeah.
um Parts that you what you bring to the story you're writing, to the extent that you're not just transcribing something that you're pulling out of the ether in some magical way, is your point of view, like your life experience, the things the way you see the world. The story is filtered through that. There's no way to avoid that.
Yeah.
um and so like I love that part, and I think that any art you create has to be of you.
Yeah.
You know,
Definitely.
it just does. And so, um, finding it's like, it's not enough to remember the guy in my child development class that gave his speech before I gave the Karate Kid speech.
Yeah.
And he just got up there and just talked about like every girl he dated from like 11th grade through college. And it was just like a list of names basically. And he's like, and then I
Yeah.
dated Sally. And we're like, dude, this is not interesting. I don't know what's
No.
happening. Um, so you can't just do that. You can't just say, and then I dated Sally.
Yep.
Um, unless everybody knows who Sally is and they know she's a piece of work, and you're sitting there like, oh, I get it. You dated Sally. 100% understand. Say no more. Um,
Mustang Sally.
um, so yeah, but I think it's like that's a lot of what this is about, and that's another one of the reasons I like it, is that um the fact that you have to put yourself there. Yourself is already in it.
Yeah.
So, how do you lean into it? And how do you make that meaningful to you in a way that speaks to the audience, if that's a thing you care about?
And I think I would love this movie even if it didn't end on the cliffhanger of he's staying. I would be like I love getting to watch them develop even more of a friendship this time around, and like him wanting to know all about her and like, no, play something for me. Like I want to,
Hmm.
you know, I love that. And like it could have ended at the song. It could have, I mean, it could have ended on more of a friendly note than like, you are gonna miss your flight.
Hmm.
Um, and I still would have been content with it.
Hmm. I love where it ends.
No, I do too. I'm
Yeah.
saying like I think the rest of it is powerful enough on its
Hmm.
own that I'd still love it. I would still feel comfort from both of them seeing each other again.
Yeah. But I think that's one of the things that, like, as you watch this movie, um, once you get over the hump of them reconnecting and finding out what happened, 6 months after the last time, um, you can't help but start to think, what's going to happen at the end of this day?
Oh yeah.
Like, are you going to make the same mistake? Are you going to do the same boneheaded thing you did last time, where you leave and don't give each other your phone number? Or what is going to happen? Um, and it's like, and this is probably a great way to transition to adventures in intimacy, because they don't sleep with each other in this movie. They don't even kiss, I don't think.
Nope, they don't.
They hug. They have a really nice hug. But they're having such intimate moments the entire time that the fact that the last one is an intimate moment around where they're not even near each other.
No.
Like she starts that scene as far away from him in the house as she can be.
Yes.
And it doesn't matter because they're still right here on each other. Like just
They're still in
imprinted
a
from
one
across the
room.
room. Yeah.
It's a studio.
Right. But they're also just imprinted on each other. Like
Yeah.
the physicality doesn't make any difference. It ends so intimately, where they're in exactly the same place.
Yeah.
You know, just with Nina Simone. So anyway, tell us about your 9 pages of notes on intimacy.
Yeah. So this whole thing, my God, I would love to work on a thing where they're like, hey, this whole thing is people reuniting after a one night stand. And I'd be like, great, you need me the whole time. And granted, this one didn't have it. And I'm not saying that they didn't do a good job with that one. They did fine. And they like, you have people who care about the storytelling
Mhm.
and clearly like thought about the space between them.
Mhm.
But I'm getting ahead of myself. Before I started watching this again, I was thinking about like, okay, what questions would I write for myself before I started working on this? Like how do people interact, a decade after a significant one night stand relationship,
Mhm.
whatever? How do you react when you see them? Cuz like everything is so natural with them the entire
Mhm.
time. Like, you know, he sees her and like, there is the quintessential like he stops, but it's not like everything around him stops and it's not like
Mhm.
he stops breathing. It's a very natural moment of like, am I seeing you?
Mhm.
Um yeah, so to answer your question, and
And you know, as an audience member, it's like that moment in 2004 was almost exactly the same as On Your Left.
I knew you were going to say it. I was
Like,
like, please tell me he's about to go, "Hey Cap, on your left."
yeah, On Your Left. And so you're just like, fuck yeah, there she is. There's Celine. She's in the fucking bookstore, yo.
Yep.
It was really exciting.
Actually, the better comparison well, I mean, no, I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it because there are 2 people in this apartment who cried when we saw Cap back with Peggy. Okay?
Sure.
When
No,
they
that's
showed
great.
her, we're just like,
Mm-hmm.
damn it.
Yep.
Oh, what a great time that was.
Yep.
Anyway,
Yep.
I wanted I did my note taking a little differently because one, I knew I wanted to be I wanted to note all the things, cause everything minute. But I also knew about some stuff that might not be blatant,
Mm.
which anyone would say, there's no intimacy in this. And I'm like, wrong. It's
Yeah.
loaded. So, like, I have it broken down by hidden intimacy and shared intimacy.
Okay.
And I don't know that hidden is the right word for it. I think when I say hidden, I mean like the other person either doesn't see it or it goes unacknowledged.
Oh, okay.
So maybe it's more like private or personal.
Yeah.
We
I get
can
what you're
debate.
saying, though.
Yeah. So like with that, how we look at each other. There
Mm-hmm.
is intimacy behind these eyes and the other person may not see it, but like you can, yeah, exactly. Looking pretty good this year, huh, Rez?
You can still see a face.
But like the way he looks at her the whole time
Mm-hmm.
is so loaded. He's not hiding anything.
Can I ask you about a specific him looking at her moment?
Yes.
When she asks him if she looks different, and
Oh.
he studies her face,
Yeah.
because he wants to give her an honest answer.
Yeah.
And it goes on and it goes on, and it's delightful.
Well, and like, I don't even think it's just him wanting to be honest. I think he's just really, I think it's twofold. It's studying her face because you've missed her face.
Mhm.
And then I don't know if I'm going to get to see you again.
Right.
So I'm memorizing this even more than I had before.
Mhm.
Uh yeah, there I would say the main ingredients in this, we've talked about ingredients before that are important to like choreograph an intimacy. And so like this definitely like, the gaze, breath and space. Space is so big in this one because there are so
Yeah.
many times when they're, especially when they're walking in the beginning, there's like maybe enough room for the Holy Ghost to kind of be like sideways between them.
Sure.
There's some space. They're just kind of languidly walking next to each other, like occasionally bumping arms in that friendly way, but also testing the waters of like, can I touch you? I'd really like to. I've missed you, but I don't know how you feel. I don't know what you've got going on. Um, and of course, there's the layer that we don't know until later on, but they both know the whole time. He knows he's married. She knows he's married.
Mhm.
He doesn't know that she knows.
Right.
So like there's that undercurrent.
Mhm.
And it makes so much sense because he he's a lot more willing to close space and create touch throughout the movie before she is. I think it's she has moments where she gets a little more comfortable with him, but it's not really until the boat that she relaxes more with him and is
Mhm.
like and it, I think realizes I'm about to lose him again. So
Mhm.
I do want to like face each other head on as we're talking to each other, be closer.
Mhm.
Um yeah, that's another thing too. Like they're not, I mean, granted, they're often making eye contact, but more often than not, they're not facing each other. They're walking side by side.
Mhm.
Which, that kind of thing is important.
Mhm.
It tells a lot. There's and I'm still just talking about hidden intimacy. There's this moment where he playfully like pulls her over to this bench
Mhm.
to like because she poses the question of what if we were to die tonight.
Right.
And he's been playful this whole time, hinting at how much, not even hinting, just saying like I want to be with you again,
Mhm.
but like doing it in the guy way of, or not even, I'm not even going to say guy way. He's doing it in the safe way of I'm going to make jokes in
Mhm.
hopes that you like,
Right.
because if I bare my soul to you, it's gonna make this even harder.
I'm
Like,
totally kidding unless you want to.
yeah, it's better if
Yeah.
you just think I'm a horn dog than I love you. It's one of
Right.
those things. It's like Beatrice and Benedict and Much Ado About Nothing, and like banter and all that.
Mhm.
But he pulls her over and onto his lap, and he's playing, but immediately she freezes and is like, "Nope, we're not dying tonight. It's just a thing."
Right.
And he lets her like move. That's the thing. Anytime there's a moment where he takes it too far, he immediately backs away and gives her space.
Mhm.
And but yeah, that stop. That I don't know how to follow that up. He stops it and that's
Mhm.
lovely. Like that it shouldn't be so meaningful, but it is. The bar is low. Um let's see, I noted that. Oh, there's this great moment. This is one of my favorite intimate moments in film when they're in the car. And
Mhm.
I knew it from her end, but I didn't remember him doing it. He has this moment because she's finally sharing everything, how hard
Yeah.
this has been for her, how much this has impacted relationships for her since then.
Mhm.
And he raises his hand to give her some sort of comforting touch, but then immediately takes it back when she
Mhm.
turns to him, like, oh nope, didn't I wasn't going to touch you. And when he's looking away, she has this moment of reaching her hand out to touch his hair and then immediately retracts it as he turns around. And I mean, as you all can tell, it's those moments that leave you speechless and breathless
Hmm.
because that is where the love is. That is where the storytelling is. That's where the yearning is.
Yeah.
And that shit's powerful.
Hmm.
And they had to have talked through that. That didn't just happen
Right.
willy-nilly. They like not with these three. I fully believe
Yeah.
they talked through all of this and were like, "Oh, what if I did this here?"
Hmm. It would shock me if they didn't, because like not even to the level of those things, but sometimes when you're watching a movie or a TV show, and two people are walking, like there'll be like a point where they switch sides.
Yeah.
Um, and sometimes it looks like they switch sides because coming up, they're going to need to have switched sides.
Oh.
And so you can just see the mechanics of it a little bit. And you're like, okay, that's not natural the way that you just did that. That's not how it works with these two.
No.
Like all of their movements seem very organic. They seem like the way people move through the world. Um,
Yeah.
and you get that there is like there's a comfort level between them unspoken, but it doesn't always it's not they're not always synced up, because
No.
like there's a lot of times where he will make a joke and she thinks he's criticizing her,
Yeah.
and he has to like no, like he has to roll it back right away, and then in the rolling back she realizes that she just misunderstood the intent, and then they sort of get through it. But like it's that same it's that same relationship aspect that you pointed out physically. They do it verbally too,
Yeah.
which is really interesting.
Yeah, definitely. In terms one last thing for hidden intimacy.
Mm,
Although, I guess you know what? I'm just going to leave it where it is, but because it'll be a great segue into shared intimacy. When they're walking up the stairs to her apartment,
mhm,
completely silent, she's holding the cat. Let me go back to the first movie because they have a scene in the record store where they're listening to music and they're playing this game of I'm going to catch you looking,
mm,
but you're not going to catch me. I'm going to catch you. And they do it again walking up the stairs
hmm,
where she's looking over and just thrilled to see him, and he'll look over and then occasionally they catch each other. And it's less about trying to catch each other this time as in just like, you know, I just want to see you. I just want to make
mhm,
sure like I'm just happy you're here and I want to make sure like I remember this.
yeah,
Um but it's fun to watch the back and forth.
mhm,
So, shared intimacy
yeah,
halfway through my page. Thanks for sticking around.
I love it.
Um The one kiss we get is their polite little, European cheek
Right.
kiss, you know,
Mhm,
um, which isn't even really, like, lips touching the
mhm,
cheek. It's more about the sound and the cheeks hitting each other, um, facial cheeks.
as
Don't
far as
talk
you
too
know.
much about other cheeks anymore.
Booty.
I was like, "I'm sure I don't need to clarify, but I'm going to."
Hey, this movie at the end, she was talking about big
Yeah!
old butts.
Nina
So,
Simone's butt, yeah.
yep.
We talked about the arm touches back and forth, kind of like arm touch is a great way to test the waters of like if someone's comfortable with you or like
Mhm.
or maybe this is as far as it goes. I'm just gonna touch your arm or like, oh nope, graze, that's fine. I won't do
Mhm,
anything else. Um, let's see. I mean, walking and talking for hours is pretty intimate. They wouldn't need someone
mhm.
to choreograph that, but again, like you gotta have discussion about it.
Well, and
Space,
some this
who's
movie
where.
was full of long takes. Like
Yeah.
there's an 11-minute take in this movie.
Oh
You gotta
wow.
choreograph all that shit. Like you gotta
No,
know all of it.
You definitely do, and not even just because of intimacy, like, the camera needs to know where they're
Mhm.
going, the actors need to know where they're going, like,
Here's where the lights are pointed.
no
Yeah.
one just knows what to do. All of this is
Mhm.
planned, as it should be.
Yeah.
I'll leave it at that. I was loud and clear.
We got it.
Um, oh, sharing a cigarette, oh my god,
Mm.
I love moments like that in film where they're sharing, it either hints at something before or something to come because I think Hopper and Joyce share a cigarette at, like, the snowball, which kinda hints at, like, "Oh, there could be something more in the future."
Mhm.
There's a closeness here that
Mhm.
maybe we've seen, maybe we need to spell out for people more, but there's a
Yep.
closeness. And similarly in this movie, they share, you know I think he lights his cigarette with hers,
Mhm.
which I'm
Yeah, of
like,
course he does.
"That's a skill."
Nah,
Um,
that was normal.
no, I know, I've just never done it.
Yeah. I'm not someone who's smoked a lot of cigarettes. So, but I've been around a ton of people who have done exactly that. Like I've seen that
Yeah,
done in real life about a billion times.
yeah.
So it's yeah, that didn't strike me as amazing. That struck me as normal.
When I have smoked fake cigarettes, I have never lit it with another one.
Well, squad goals. Is
These
that?
don't light up.
Mm, that's a shame.
Um, let's see. Oh, okay. You mentioned this earlier, but when she hugs him,
Yeah.
I feel like that's when she's finally let go of everything that was weighing her down and holding her back, and
Hmm.
she really just wants to be with him because again, he's leaving and I think she finally stops holding herself back and she just hugs him and you finally see him freeze and have a
Yeah.
moment of like, "Oh my god, she's touching me." But like not completely frozen, just stunned and happy and sad. All there's so many emotions
Yeah.
that play across his face and it's making me a little emotional just thinking about it
Hmm.
cuz like again, she's so happy, but he's so sad cuz he's about to leave.
Right.
And he hasn't made a decision yet on what he's gonna do.
Yeah.
Um, so it's just a really beautiful moment between
Hmm.
2 people, and like I said, it I say this, it would not have been right, but, like, it probably could have ended right there for me, and I would have been okay. I'm glad it didn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
The ending is beautiful as is. It's
Hmm.
there's, just these other beautiful noteworthy moments that I don't wanna say get lost, but can get forgotten because of other significant things.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he
Nice.
he stops breathing a little bit.
Hmm. Yeah, and his
And
arms, he doesn't return the hug right away.
no.
He's just like he's being hugged, he's not hugging, and then
Yeah,
he sort of unfreezes and,
yeah.
yeah. No, it's great. That's a real solid movie hug.
But it's not like a full-on embrace back, like, I think he knows that this is important. I mean, it's important for both of them, but the
Mhm.
fact that she initiated it is big,
Yeah.
and I don't think he wants to scare her away by
Right.
overwhelming or making it all about him.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I could talk it to death, but why do that?
Yeah. It's pretty great.
Yeah.
Any other intimacy scenes?
Um No, that might be the
Alright.
longest I've talked about intimacy on here, I don't know.
I
Most
don't know.
detailed.
There was you talked a lot in the Muppet movie.
No, I didn't.
No, there was a decent amount of puppet intimacy that we talked
That's
about.
amazing, go
Um,
me.
I know. Either that or The Great Muppet Caper, I can't remember which one,
I
but
have a diploma now, people.
hey, hot damn. Um, you're like, the Scarecrow now.
I finally got a frame for it too.
Oh, there you go.
I know.
Nice. All of my degrees are in a box somewhere. It's fine. I think they're under Liam's bed. Um,
That's really funny to me.
yeah, this is where they are. It's the box they ended up in. Um, all right. Would you like to visit Needle Drop Forest? It's next to the CD rack.
Oh, yes, please.
Um, that waltz I love.
It's
Like,
beautiful.
yeah, it's so sweet, and mhm, mhm,
Mhm.
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 Yeah, and it's just lovely, and like watching her sing it to him, where she knows what song she's singing when she starts, and he does not.
She just calls it the no, waltz.
A
He's like, "Oh,
waltz,
I
I
wanna
wrote.
play that." "Okay."
Play the waltz. And so she's like, "Oh, I know exactly what's happening this whole time." And she just like she doesn't perform it. She um expresses it. You
Yeah.
know? It's kind of wonderful. And then they put on some fucking Nina Simone and no notes. Like, please do. More Nina Simone. That's great. Um but the one thing that was interesting to me, just beyond how nice I think that waltz song um, is there's a thing we've lost, old man yells at clouds. Um, because people no longer have physical media displayed in their house.
Yeah.
Um, the going into someone's space and looking at their CD collection or their bookshelf is instructive, but it's also performative.
Yep.
The person who put those things there wants you to get a picture of them that they are presenting, and they are doing it through their taste in art.
Yeah.
And we don't get that anymore. You can't go into someone's house and flip through their CD or their record collection or their tapes. I did all of those things.
Yeah.
Their DVD rack. We don't, or their VHS rack. Like, you don't get that anymore. People have bookshelves. I've got bookshelves. There's one back there. You just got one today. High five.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
and I definitely thought about which of the books do I want out and
yeah,
which. Yeah.
yeah. What story does my art love tell about me? And is it the one that I want to tell?
Yeah.
And I think that's a real loss.
It is. I mean, so I did all these things too, but of course they were still different, you know?
Hmm.
Like I had a friend visit once who brought a ton of records and she brought her portable record player and like yeah. So I've done that and like I remember getting into friends' cars and like seeing the whole contraption of CDs on their on the mirror or yeah, the mirrors that come the what is that called? This visor?
Yeah.
Yeah, all of those. Like and yeah, you miss that. Like that's easy connection. That's easy conversation right there. Like,
Hmm.
"Oh, you have Lincoln Park. Cool. Let's put that on."
Hmm.
Like,
I have a record player now, and it's sitting right in front of me.
I'm
And the other
jealous.
day, I pulled a record out that I wasn't even sure I knew I had.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, this album is fucking awesome. So I was listening to it, and I had this real strong sense memory of listening to it at with our cousin John, who made our theme music, um,
Nice.
in his parents' living room. So I texted him that, and he's like, I still have that upstairs. He's like, I don't have a record player anymore, but I have all, and so he sent me back a picture of a bunch of records on the ground, and they were all records that we listened to together in his living room. I mean, it
Oh,
was
wow.
Thriller, which I remember listening to there a lot. It was like the first 4 Duran Duran albums. And there was a couple of other things in there too. I can't remember what they were, but those like I was like, that's it right there, you know. And it's like, yeah, get a record player because those things are great.
Oh, look at you
But
being close with the rest of our family.
I know we sent 2 texts back and forth to each other. Besties.
Hey, more than Melanie and I are doing.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you.
Things are what they
Um,
are.
there. All right. What else time? Is
Oh
this
my
anyone's
god.
defining role?
You know, I mean, it's probably her defining role.
Hmm.
I don't know. I mean, they're both so synonymous with this.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think for me, the only other thing that trying to even think what would first make me think of Ethan Hawke. I guess Reality Bites, but
Hmm.
it would really be these.
Not dead poets.
No, thankfully. Like I've seen it and
Hmm.
it's so painful. I
It
can't
is.
that
It's really
movie's
hard
so
to watch.
rough.
Um, Ethan Hawke is like becoming my favorite actor, kind of.
Yeah.
I think like there's just something about the career he's put together and the roles he's chosen and the performances that he brings. Like I just watched the one he's nominated for this year.
Oh, Blue Moon?
Blue Moon, yeah.
Oh yeah. I
He's
didn't even
great.
watch that.
Yeah, he's great. And then he was just on a show on FX called The Lowdown, which I fucking loved. Like, and I think it's coming back for a second season. Give me more of that. Um, yeah, just give me the Ethan Hawke. Like,
Yeah.
I'm here for it. Um,
He's one of those that I feel like every time I'm watching him, I am I'm watching a variation of him. And I know that sounds I don't know, I just think he's very natural at being himself
yeah,
in many different situations. I think it's what also makes George Clooney, um, favored by so many.
yeah,
Like, I don't think these I mean, not to denote this process, like, everything's a process, but, like, I truly think these people are taking the using the technique of, like, "I'm gonna put myself in this situation. How would I deal with this?"
hmm, yeah,
I could be
yeah,
wrong.
maybe.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I don't know their process, but I know the results, and I really like it.
Ethan Hawke, let us know.
There you go. Give us a call, bud. Um, Here's something that I'm going to highly recommend. Every now and again, be a tourist where you live
Mm.
because she pushes back. She's like, I don't want to get on this stupid boat. Like this is a tourist thing. I never do this. This is and then they're on it, and she's like, I forget how nice Paris is.
Right.
Because it's like that when you live any place, especially a big city. But like you just like you do your life.
Yeah.
And so, it's like you go these same 8 places all the time, and you don't always step back and go, "This is really cool," you know?
Yeah.
And to see it as people see it who come to visit is, that's a fun thing to do and highly recommend it because someone finds your hometown fascinating, you know?
Yeah.
You try to see it through their eyes every now and again. It's pretty cool.
I'm very lucky that the person I'm with loves walking around a new
Mm,
city, just, like, walking in general, like,
mhm,
'cause whenever we've done road trips or, like, especially when we were moving across country and taking our time, like, it was during the pandemic. No one so nothing very little was open. It's not like we could go in many places, so, like, walking around was the thing to do, and, I
mhm.
mean, we had a blast, so yeah, definitely. And, not everyone can travel, so find things in your own area. There's something
Yeah,
kitschy and fun. There's
yeah,
history everywhere.
everywhere. Yep, love
But
it.
if it's too cold, I totally understand that as well because, like, I know I was thinking the other day, I was like, I definitely need to walk around and explore Yonkers more, but it is not this day.
No, not today. No. Yeah, I walked there's a sushi place at the end of our block that I walked down to and got dinner tonight, and it's really good. Um, but I don't like it's 2 blocks. It's not far. Um, but it was nice today. But I mean, nice. It's,
It was 30.
It was like no, it was like 35 when yeah,
Nice.
so it was above freezing. But I still put on my coat and my hat and walked down the street, and it was cold and whatever, but it wasn't bad. But last week, fuck no.
Oh,
I ain't doing
absolutely.
that shit. I
It
don't
is
wanna walk to my car.
astonishing how much warmer 35 felt this week
Mhm.
than any other time in my life.
Yeah. No,
It's
that's,
been a winter.
it matters. Do you have any other else's?
Nope.
Alright. Well, what is this the EST up for you then?
Um, huh. This might be the most romantic movie without kissing.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
up there anyway.
Yep. Oh, shit, I forgot what else. Why didn't they go to Balzac's house? I mean, were they really even in Paris if they didn't go to that one little
Oh,
block?
Lord.
I mean, come on. I don't buy it. Um, this is the walkingest, talkingest movie.
Yes.
And
That was my other thing, the chattiest love story.
yeah, it's delightful. Quite enjoy this movie. Uh, and once again, we have proven my theory that everything comes back to Aaron Spelling.
Even before sunset.
Yeah, even before sunset. Thanks, Foley artist Greg Barbane.
Hey, sound people, we see
Yeah,
you and we hear you, even though all the award shows like to award you at commercial break.
yeah. Well, we reward you with a spelling connection.
Yes.
Um, yay, I'm happy. Um, all right, so join us here next week, Cheesemeisters, on Wednesday when we watch season 3, episode 14, Injustice for All. Steve has to suck a fatty. I can't wait to find out how good that made you feel. And then join us here next Friday when we watch Undetermined. We don't know.
It's a
Um,
court film. I don't know.
yeah, maybe. Yeah, we'll have to think about it. I don't have any
Hanukkah
solid
movie.
ideas. There you go. Adam Sandler made one of those. I know for sure it was a cartoon. Um, I'm sure that there are probably there's at least one Hanukkah Hallmark movie.
What?
Yeah, they because I remember last year there was at least one I heard about.
One. What? Good
Mhm.
God.
Uh-huh. Yeah. It's it's a wide inclusive world out there.
I yeah, I can't even begin to make up the like what how yeah, I don't know.
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know enough about Hallmark films to even, you know,
Here's all I know.
make up a Gentile one.
It's like is a lady. She's goes big city. She's a high powered executive. She's probably a blogger. Goes home. She's like unhappy career wise. Goes home, visits home, sees a fireman that she knew when they were in high school together. Might have been the love of her life. Might just be a guy she knew. Could have been like her older brother's best friend. I'm not sure. There's a gazebo. Like it probably snows. Like it's largely what happens in these movies. And I've never seen one of them, and I know that I'm 100% right in everything I just said.
I'll have my mom listen to verify. She's not
Yeah,
gonna listen.
I'm pretty sure I'm right about all that. Um, so you take down the Christmas tree, you put up the menorah, put some blue lights up. It's the same fucking movie. Um, so yeah, ridiculous. But I do think they did at least one last year. So
Wow. Well, I'm
yay.
curious.
I'm not that curious. I wasn't
No,
curious enough to watch it. I don't plan on it.
I said I'm curious, Jeff. No need to pry further.
Okay.
God.
All right. And you know what we're gonna have to come up with soon? We're gonna have to figure out what Christmas movie we're gonna watch this year.
Oh
Um,
God. Yeah.
because Christmas is in 2 weeks. On 90210. So even though it's February,
Muppet Christmas movie.
maybe yeah, that's a thought. But that's not next week. Next week we've got to
No.
find something else. And we
This
will never fear.
whew, it's a long November.
I know. Um, Yeah, 5 Wednesdays. That's
Not
how
what the
they did
Counting
it.
Crows were singing about.
It wasn't. That was, Courtney Cox primarily.
Oh,
Yeah, true story.
wow.
Um, yeah. So anyway, until then, Cheesemeisters,
Cheers.
peace out.
No.